is America's coolest conservative and the future king of talk radio. 107.9 FM WBT presents The TJ Ritchie Show.
It is Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, and it's time to bring it. It is time to bring it. We're ready for unapologetic, in-your-face conservatism. 2 jam-packed hours. So let's get it over with. Let's get to it. I do the show on Friday nights hoping that my wife is able to stay up until I get finished so we can watch TV together, since we don't have our nights together anymore. Because I've been doing this show almost a year. I don't know if our marriage is going to survive. But you know what? You're more important to me than she is. Obviously. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do it because they pay me so much money. There's no way I could not do it with the huge chunk of change I'm knocking down here every night. But anyway, she's a tough old bird. Hopefully she can stay up, at least until 10 tonight, where we can watch a TV show together. That's how you know you gotten old, when that's all you want to do is just watch a TV show, sitting in the living room and not even talking, just sitting there watching, that's what you got in common, the show that's on TV. But, that's love, man. That is love. 704-570-1079 is the phone number. It's Friday night, so we're liable to get a little bit off kilter here. I'm not saying that we definitely will, so all of you that don't like it when we get off kilter, I'm not definitely going to get off kilter, but maybe. You never know. You can text, thanks to Liberty Buick GMC. Come right in here to the studio with your comments. All right, so often I will say that I am America's #1 societal profiler, and that basically means that I am a student of human nature, and I can read people very well. I have a keen sense of human nature and keen observational skills, and last night, I started off by telling you about the scumbag that is a state senator in Tennessee. His name's Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson. And he threw a fit in Tennessee House the day before. Like yesterday, he threw a fit because they voted on this new redistricting map. And he acted a fool and did his whole, low budget Malcolm X act. And I told you that he's nothing but an Urkel type character, a Steve Urkel from Family Matters, just a little nerd. And I knew that. And then he goes, into politics and he plays this part. He acts like he's, Mr. Tough Black Power man, And I didn't know that for sure. I just could tell by watching him. I could see. And a lot of times people say you can't judge a book by its cover, but most of the time I can look at a person and tell you what they're about. And I could tell that he was a nerd. I could just tell it. I could tell that he's fake. I could tell that he's just like putting on this act about being this tough guy, this tough, in your face, white boy, back the blank up boy. All of that he was saying that I said last night, he said in the face of a white state trooper. So then I get up this morning, and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff about Justin Pearson all over the social medias. Okay? And it proved me right. He is nothing but a nerd. Now, this was what he sounded like when he caused all the ruckus in the State House of Tennessee, where the state troopers had to come in and clear people out and all. This was his little cosplay speech. Listen.
Maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Memphis is the most...
Okay, he's wearing a suit, and then he's got some sort of an African garb kind of thing, like a vest, not a full dashiki, like in the 70s when the brothers used to wear the dashikis when they were trying to get back in touch with their African roots and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, but not really. And he's got a fro, and he's wearing glasses, like dark rim glasses, trying to be like Malcolm X. He's just, he's playing the whole part.
Beautiful place on the planet. It's the place that raised me.
All right, let's go back a little bit because I messed it up. You need to hear that, what he said about
These
Memphis.
maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Memphis is the most beautiful place on the planet. It's the place that raised me, my brothers, my parents, my grandmothers, and where my ancestors' bones rest.
And Elvis.
And what you are doing today is eviscerating the only black majority congressional district in our state because we are majority black. This is about attacking, targeting, and cracking District 9 into pieces for more political and racial dominance and white supremacy in the state of Tennessee. You put us on cotton plantations and tobacco plantations. You denied our human rights and our right to exist as children of God, and we are still here. You destroyed Tulsa.
Hey, this brother's about, I don't know, 25. And he's acting like that he's gone through all of this in his life.
You killed and lynched black folks on poplar trees. Shelby County, Tennessee had the most lynchings of anywhere in this state where you're taking this district, and we are still here. No matter how much you try and break us and make us bend and make us quit, we will still be here.
We're here today once again for a white...
Okay, wait, there's a little more on.
A White Sheets Caucus meeting in which they're trying to disenfranchise people.
There's objections in Jones once again. That is out of order.
You know what you're doing. It's shameful, but we know.
So you see, that's his whole shtick. Because nobody can look at Memphis and say Memphis is well represented. I have another one here when he was standing outside on the steps of something, doing his best preacher routine. Listen to this.
They did burn Tulsa. They did do a Memphis massacre. They did lynch us on poplar trees, and still we're here.
Saying the same thing.
So
He's got the same speech.
To the white supremacists who have decided that we somehow have lost. Yeah. That this is finally the nail in the coffin. We hear the echoes of our ancestors who have still made real the ideals of the Constitution written on that parchment of paper in our blood, that y'all, we the people.
Okay. So you get the idea. This is that's Justin Pearson with the same script that he was following in the earlier clip. And then somebody unearthed this today, which is the real Justin Pearson before he was elected, when he first began as a young man. Well, he is still a young man, but as a fresh face in politics, trying to get elected. Listen.
J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I wanted to do this by partnering with organizations from the Boone Democrats.
See, I told you. I called it. I knew it. I knew it. I guess he's running some office in Congress. I mean, in college or something. But yeah, listen to him here.
J. Pearson,
and he's got a short haircut.
President of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year.
One reason I'm running this campaign this year. Yeah, he's got a real low haircut. He's got a suit and tie on, just like normal looking little nerd. I don't even think he's wearing glasses. I bet if you looked at those glasses that he wears with the horn rims, with the black horn rims, I guarantee, I'm not going to guarantee, but I'll be willing to bet that they're not even prescription. I bet they're just plain clear glass lenses. He's wearing them for effect because it goes with his costume, with his tough Black Power fake costume. Wearing his little, I'm surprised he doesn't wear a bow tie. Little Malcolm X glasses and his fro. His beatnik goatee. Looking all tough, little skinny, scrawny guy. He probably doesn't weigh 100 pounds. It's just a joke. What a joke. And it all comes down to the fact that it's part of this Democrat mindset, this racist Democrat mindset that says that they will let black people know who can represent them and who can't. And they say that only black people can be represented by black people. They're taking away your right to vote. No, not at all. And just like everything else, when it comes to race that the Democrats stand up and yell the loudest about, it's all fake and it's all a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. And what blows the lid off of this and tells everybody who can hear it why the Democrats, especially in this situation in Tennessee, don't give one damn about black people being represented by black people. And I'll tell you why coming up next. Hang on.
TJ Ritchie on Charlotte's FM News Talk 107.9 FM WBT. Text everybody in your contacts list and tell them that Ritchie's on. Welcome back to the TJ Ritchie Show on Charlotte's FM News Talk 107.9 FM WBT.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Unapologetic, in-your-face conservatism with America's coolest conservative. Yes, I am that TJ. 704-570-1079. Call and text and do your thing. Do your thing. Okay. Let's see. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about this low-life, fake, Urkel / Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Justin Pearson, Tennessee representative, Democrat, of course, goes without saying, who pretends to be, Mr. Tough Black Power man, screaming about white supremacy all the time, pretending to be a black preacher out on the steps of whatever federal state building you can be in front of, causing a big scene, acting like a theater kid, which is, that's the thing. I was a theater kid too, but I was also a decorated athlete, so I was both. He's just a nerd pretending to be tough. Well, screaming all of the stuff about black people not being represented, and there's another lunatic in the Tennessee political world who is saying that he wants Tennessee, Memphis, as great as it is, to secede from Tennessee. Yeah, listen to that.
If that is the case, let me make it easier for you. Let Memphis secede from the state of Tennessee. You don't have to redraw maps when you let us out. Let my people go. And I'm dead ass serious.
No, you're not. You're not even a serious person. You're a clown. That is the Honorable Representative Antonio Parkinson. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, they're all whining and moaning and complaining because they're losing a black, quote unquote, black congressional district. the representative, the U.S. representative from that district, District 9, is already a low-life piece of crap named Steve Cohen. And he is super white. He is white. Now, he's one of those that thinks that he's funny. And he does all these, like he acts like a full-blown communist, but he tries to do it in such a sarcastic way that he thinks he's so smart. He tries to be the communist version of Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, which Representative Cohen from Tennessee could not even muster up enough intelligence to carry Senator Kennedy's underwear from the dryer to the drawer in his dresser. But what I remember about him the most is they'd try to call somebody to come testify in a congressional hearing, and it was some conservative they were trying to call, and the person didn't have to come, and they didn't come, and so he goes into the chamber, into the House, and he sits up there on his committee seat and starts eating fried chicken because the person was too chicken to come and testify. So he was up there clucking and eating fried chicken because he thought it was funny. That's who the representative from that district is now. But he's white. So all of the claims of this is a white district, a black district that is now being turned over to white. But what it means is that now the favorite to win that race with the redistricting map is a woman named Charlotte Bergman. And Charlotte Bergman is African-American. So you see, it's not quite what the Democrats and Justin Pearson X is making it out to be. You see, they don't care about representing black people or black people getting proper representation. They care about black people getting Democrat representation. But again, they lie and they use the emotions of black people. You know, they've been doing this to us from the beginning, and it's continuing. Whoopi Goldberg said the other day that they're still turning dogs and stuff on people, on black people trying to vote. That idiot said that. And they have no shame. They have no shame about it. Now, you know the way I look at it. Steve Cohen, a white Democrat in that seat, is no different than any other colored Democrat because they're Democrats and they're going to do the same exact thing that each other does. They're all the same. See, that's the thing, I guess, about the Democrat Party is that the bosses, the authorities in the Democrat Party are equal in the fact that they're all equally terrible. And I believe that Justin Pearson, Justin X, is also running for that U.S. Congressperson seat there, I think. Not sure. Okay. Well, I've just been I've just been texted a question here that I'm going to address, but I don't have time to get into it right now. And it's in regards to something that the president is releasing today. So, somebody wants to know my opinion on it, and I do have an opinion, and I will get into that coming up next, so hang on.
It's TJ, the green-eyed patriot on Charlotte's FM News Talk 107.9 WBT. He's Charlotte's most charmed and dangerous, always speaking the truth, whether you like it or not. It's TJ Ritchie on Charlotte's FM News Talk 107.9 FM WBT.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am the most famous and legendary active radio personality in Charlotte and America's coolest conservative. Thanks so much for sharing your Friday night with me. I appreciate you. All right, Jess. Now, I don't mean Jess as in Jess. As yes. No, Jess, as a person's name, said, hey, TJ, did you hear a report earlier today on WBT about the president releasing some UFO videos? I've heard about that, but this is a hang-up that I have. Part of the reason why I consider myself to be America's coolest conservative is because I don't have any interest in UFOs and space and sci-fi and things like that. But the hang-up is that I know that there are things to be learned from some of this stuff, but I have gone my entire life so against movies and things that are about space and UFOs and those deals that I've always ridiculed them and called people who are into that sort of thing nerds. You know? Like when we used to have to go rent movies to watch, and we would go through and look at the covers of the movies, if it had neon green writing on it, then I knew that movie's not for me, because that's something about aliens. And I don't care a thing in the world about watching any kind of alien movie or superhero movie or any of those things. And so what happened was I saw the headlines and all today doing some of my exhaustive research that I do for this show that I don't get paid for. And I skipped right on by it. I was like, I'll come back to that later. I'll let Brett Winterble do that. That's what I said. Not that Brett Winterble is not cool. I'm not saying that. He is. He's cool. Brett Winterble, the 3 to 6 guy. But I've heard him talk about that sort of thing in the past, and I know he likes talking about it. So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry I've failed you by not coming in here completely, versed on the UFO situation. Meanwhile, I was going crazy because this came up today in my music, and I was shuffling. See, because I told y'all, I guess maybe in this week, when I said when I was young, I didn't listen to any white people music. This was the kind of stuff I listened to. This is a group called The Deal, and it has one of the best lines in it ever. It says, I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night.
A summer love is beautiful, but it's not enough to satisfy emotions that are shared between us. A winter love is cozy, but I need so much.
Come on now.
It just intensifies my wants to have a love that endures.
It's Friday, baby. Because what?
Cause every time I close my eyes, I think of you. No matter what the season is, I still love you with all my heart. And I wanna be with you wherever you
That's good, Lonnie. Again, I thought you might be too young for that.
Man, that's the jam. Them was the jams back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
You know, that's Babyface's group.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
L.A. Reid on the drums? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right. Let me see. They had now I'm on something. I know people get mad when I do this, but I got to do it just for a second because they're not gonna want me to do another segment on it. So I might as well while we got it here. This one. This is the same group. You know this one?
Oh yeah.
Pimp dogs, jam, let's slam. Pimp dogs, jam, let's slam.
This is called Body Talk. So, let me tell you a funny story. When I was a freshman in college, at Louisiana Tech University, they had a Louisiana Tech modeling team. And I went and tried out for it, and this was the music that I used for my little routine. Oh, come on now. So yeah, I was out there doing my routine to Body Talk by The Deal.
You was popping, wasn't you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, let's sign him up. That was another one of those things my dad didn't really brag about. He's like, yeah, he turned down a football scholarship to take a theater scholarship, and now he's on the Louisiana Tech modeling team. You know he wanted to just go, he gay.
No, you don't say it.
He didn't want to, but I think he thought he was going to have to. What's wrong with the boy? What is wrong with him? Jake said, that's good stuff, brother. Got me thinking about my wife. I'm on my way home to her. What you know about some fat boys? I know, stick 'em, ha, 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 stick 'em. I also know Wipeout. That was a good one with the fat boys. They were the first, that was the first human beatbox, the fat boys. I never was good at doing that, though. I never was a good beatbox. Pew, pew. I couldn't do it. So look at there. There you go. You finally found something that I couldn't do. The human beatbox. All right. I'm sorry. I just have fun doing that. And it also, I know it makes people mad, but it's Friday. Come on. You've been hearing about these harsh topics all week. You're all right. You're all right. Okay, hang on. We'll get back to it coming up next.
TJ, the realist Ritchie, on 107.9 WPT, Charlotte's FM News Talk. Welcome back to the TJ Ritchie Show on Charlotte's FM News Talk, 107.9 FM, WPT.
Courageous conservatism on display with America's coolest conservative, TJ. Soy el jefe de la radio. The big daddy of Charlotte radio. 704-570-1079. I'm getting bombarded here with texts about old school music. And somebody had a question here. I need to elaborate. He said, TJ, can you can you get time to tell us about your bumper music? Like what you want to know about it? What you want to know about it? I saw something today. It was one of these human interest stories, you know, the lighthearted stuff. The story is a small Minnesota town hosted a donkey basketball fundraiser for local emergency responders. Yes, you heard that correctly. Students, teachers, and first responders played a basketball game while riding on donkeys, and they wound up raising $4,000 to help pay for new CPR devices for the community. Now, I know people haven't been doing the donkey basketball games for a long time, but I didn't know that people had forgotten or never knew that they existed. But this is one of those wake-up calls as to how old I really am, because young people probably don't know. They don't even know the concept of it. And to hear that some small town in Minnesota had a donkey basketball game, they're like, what? That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Oh, my God. When I was growing up, it was a yearly fundraiser. There were people who made a living by touring schools and touring small towns, and they had the donkeys, and they would put the people on the donkeys, and you rode up and down the basketball court on donkeys playing basketball. And it was usually students against teachers or, stuff like that. They would have more than one game. It'd be students against or teachers, or football players against the teachers, and then maybe the police against the firefighters. I mean, that kind of stuff. And it was, wholesome entertainment. And they always had one donkey that was wild, and they would ask the townspeople, whoever was doing the donkey show thing. I swear I didn't mean to say donkey show. I didn't mean to say that. Whoever the person was that did the donkey teams, basketball team, they would ask the townspeople when they got there, all right, now who out here should I give the wild donkey to? And then that was the funny part of the night. So it wasn't that the donkeys actually played basketball. There were people on donkeys playing basketball. And I honestly thought that got stopped by animal rights activists, really. But evidently it's still a thing. And you know what else used to be a regular fundraiser at the school? What did they call it? Some people called it an ugly beauty pageant. And then some people called it a womanless beauty pageant, but it was where the dads of the students would dress up like women, and pretend that it was a beauty pageant. And that was so funny. You get all the dads out there dressed with makeup and a dress and wigs and pretending to be women. And the thing about that is that it wasn't done like a drag show. It's the concept of it was so ridiculous and comical that's what made it, interesting. But I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that now, or the libs would go nuts. But it hasn't been like 15 minutes that it was a serious thing for men to be dressed as women and for it to be taken as a normal thing. Because it, for so many years, and from the beginning of our culture, it has been looked upon as being so ridiculous. And then all of a sudden you look up and go, oh no, it's a serious thing. And if you don't accept it and celebrate it, then you're canceled. So you see, that's the two things right there that I think had been messed up because of liberalism, because it messes up everything. Donkey basketball and the womanless beauty pageant. Now, I never was in the womanless beauty pageant. I was the MC of the womanless beauty pageant in my little town. And one thing I always hated about that is that the dads would, they would want to play it up and be as funny with it as they could be. And a lot of times they would end up dragging me into their act because they're on stage and I'm the only other person on stage with them doing the emceeing stuff. So to get more response from the crowd and get the crowd laughing, I mean, they would pull me into like they're trying to hug up on me and all. And the reason I didn't like it was, one, they had such, thick makeup on it. It would get makeup all over me. And plus, I didn't want to be, these were men and I was, that was before I started getting fat. And they could manhandle me, slinging me around and stuff. I'm like, get back. It's kind of like I don't like mascots. I like mascots at a distance, and I like clowns. They're okay at a distance, but I don't want anybody bringing me into their act, involuntarily. I don't, unless I volunteer to be part of your little act, I don't want to be. So, when the mascot, they'll drag you into their act. That's part of it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it at all. But, they would do these things and raise money for the school. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You remember the donkey basketball games. And I to be honest with you, I thought it was always a Southern thing too. I didn't know that they would be doing it in Minnesota. Okay, so Steve says, all right, can you tell us the titles of your bumper music? Okay, so I guess when they play, tell the titles of them. Okay. I got a whole bunch of them need to be put in, some new ones. But I bet if you went online and you went on the YouTubes, you could find donkey basketball footage. I have actually played in a donkey basketball game. I never was a contestant in a womanless beauty pageant, but I did play in a donkey basketball game once. Okay, now somebody just said, please mention the name of the music you played the other night. Didn't get a chance to do. Okay, so that was, let's see, it's called Back Off the Wall by the Barkays. It's a funk group from the 80s that has a new song, Back Off the Wall, the Barkays, Barkays. Regular people who don't keep up with, who weren't all into the Barkays music would only probably know the Barkays song, Freak Show, baby, baby, on the dance floor, there's a freak show. But that's their new song. All right. And there is a celebrity from North Carolina that has just made an announcement about something she will be doing. Now, I know most people know this celebrity, and I don't know that most people know that she's from North Carolina originally, but she's about to be doing something for all of her fans to enjoy. She says, quote, I want to create what I want, how I want, and share it directly with the people who've supported me for years. That's what she said. Now, who is this celebrity and what is she talking about? How is she going to share it directly with the people who've supported her for years? You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? That is what you call one big tease. So, I'll tell you who she is, what she's going to do, and all that coming up in the next hour, because we are already finished with the first hour.